You lot hear that? No squeaks. It was too good to be true there. Hi guys, I go by the name of Jona. Sorry, I go by the name of Jona. My YouTube account's called Jona. I want to be known as Jona though. But yeah, I go by the name of Jona and I do movie reviews. Movie review-ish. I pretty much give you a lot of my opinion on films. That's all it is. So it's like if your friend was to go and watch a film which you wanted to go and see and you asked him about it, he just give you his opinion on it, so he wouldn't really go into detail when it comes to the film because there's going to be no spoilers because he doesn't want to spoil it for you. Same with me, there's going to be no spoilers in these movie review-ish. It's just going to be Jona's opinion. That's all it is. So he's just going to tell you, just pretty much like a recommendation. That's all I'm doing. So I'm just going to tell you like my opinion whether or not the IMDb rating was fair and if I recommend you to go and watch the film. That's all it is. That's all it is. So don't worry, there's going to be no spoilers. I mainly focus on low IMDb films. So what that is, so I have a low IMDb series, so what that is, like, yeah, I just focus on low IMDb films, and I discuss whether or not the rating which was given by film critics was fair, and what I would rate the film, and whether or not you should go and watch it or not. So yeah, so I give a little, you know, I talk about the film a bit, like, you know, certain scenes, but I don't really go into detail, so I don't really want to ruin it for you. Also, sorry, I'd like to mention, I will be doing reviews to new movies. For example, today I'm doing a review to Greenland, so I'll try and go cinema once a week, like once every Saturday, go watch a film, give you a lot of my opinion on it, or I'll just go on Netflix, just, you know, just look for new movies. That's pretty much it. So yeah guys, so today we will be discussing on Greenland. So yeah, I just went to the cinema. How did I find it? I really liked it. I really did. The director was Ric Roman, and the film featured actors such as Gerard Butler. You'd known real good actor. You'd seen him from, well, one of my favorite movies from him was Law Abiding Citizen. He was unbelievable in that film. His performance in that film was great. And there was also King Batch that was in the film. He's been in a few movies. He's been in a few blockbuster films. I don't know if it's blockbuster. I have to check his actual portfolio, but I saw him in another big production film. I forgot what it was called. I'll check. So his performance was cool. He wasn't in there for long. Like his role in Greenland, he didn't really have that much screen time, but he done an alright job. Because usually he's a comedian, so it's, you know, when I see comedians in like serious movies, like serious type films, it's kind of, sometimes it's hard to take them serious. So you know, it's hard to differentiate them from comedy to a thriller. You get what I'm saying? So he did a good job in his role in, you know, during the time he was in the film, which wasn't long, but he done a good job, very good job. He also featured Morena Baccarin. How do you pronounce her name? Morena Baccarin. I don't even know if I said her first name right, but yeah, I've seen her in a couple of films as well. I don't really remember what films was she in again. Sorry, 1 second. Deadpool. That's where I recognize her from. Yeah, her role in this, she done a good job as well. Her performance was good, man. Their performance as a whole was really good. Gerard Butler, you already know what you're gonna get from him. Like I said, I really liked his role in Law Abiding Citizen. I liked it. I loved his performance in that film, and I loved his performance in this one as well. So his role in this film was like, before I even go into his role, I'll just give you like a little overview of what the film was about. Pretty much a family looking for sanctuary during a natural disaster. So comets falling from the sky, pretty much. That's all you don't need to know. No spoilers, guys. But yeah, so his role was the father. They introduced him into the film as a man who seemed like he was filled with regret. He seemed like there was a lot weighing him down, and every single time he was around his wife, you could tell. I wouldn't say he would be timid, but you could tell he wasn't himself. It's like he was in a position where he had to seek forgiveness from the wife, which leads into her role. She seemed, in regards to the husband, she seemed very standoffish. Like she gave him like the cold shoulder, but at times you could tell she didn't really want to do that. You could tell that she was kind of cutting down her barriers. She was, he was, making her more comfortable, etc., etc. I don't really want to go into it because I don't want to kind of spoil the storyline or the plot, or I just don't want to spoil why she was kind of. You will find out when you watch the film. I don't really want to spoil that for you, so you'll find out when you watch the film. And their son, who was played by Roger Dale, well done, Roger. His performance in the film was good. His name was Floyd in the film. His performance was good. Just innocent 10-year-old boy who was forced to make manly decisions. He was forced to make mature manly decisions at times, which he pulled through, which was really good. It was really, really good. It's good how, because at first he was innocent, just a active type, active. I think he was 10 years old, but just the innocent 10-year-old boy who liked playing with action figures, who liked, just playing around with his dad. He was pretty much just innocent. But obviously, this movie forced him, as you get into the film and see the scenarios that they were put in, there were situations where he was forced to make mature decisions. So well done to him. His performance was really good. The performance as a whole, because obviously it was a big production, so obviously I can't go through every actor, but it was a big production, and as a whole, the actor was A1. Well, it's a big budget film, so this is what you kind of expect from like blockbuster films in comparison. Like you can tell the distinction of acting between A-list actors or A-list production, A-list film to B-list, C-list type films. Because I feel like with C-list type films, the acting is great, but it's not believable. Yeah, I want to be a filmmaker in the future, so for me, when I do my first film, I want the actors I just don't want them to be good actors. When I give them a character role, I want them to actually be the character. So I want them to portray their own emotions as well as so I want them to portray their emotions, their actual emotions. So if they're, for example, if they're in the scene where it's like a scary scene where they get scared, so I want them to actually portray how they would actually respond in that situation. Because I feel like with that is you're actually being you portray the character's emotions, but you're using your own emotions. So it's like you're actually being the character rather than acting as the character. Don't act as the character, be the character. In this film, Greenland, they were the character, they were being the character, so they were themselves as well as the character. Whereas other films, you can tell they're actually trying to, like C-list type films, not all C-list type films, there's great C-list type films which I've watched, which, we'll be discussing, when I do more episodes of film. But yeah, like I said, they done the acting was a great job, they done a great job. Production, 5-star. But yeah, I liked how there was real moments in the film. Like it switched from anti-climax to climax pretty quickly. So there was like a problem, and then when they solved the problem, when they solved the dilemma, you think, okay, everything's in the clear, it's cool. They're gonna have a swift journey to the place where they need to go to. Sorry, another problem would arise, and then they'd solve that problem, they'll solve that dilemma, and then another problem after problem after problem. So I like that the storyline was very complex. They structured the scenes very well. It switched from anti-climax to climax quickly. It was, it was just back and forth, anti-climax, climax, anti-climax, climax. So you're definitely going to be engaged in this film. Like you're definitely going to be engaged. There's not one dull moment. Like in the beginning, it's a bit of a slow burner because obviously they're introducing the characters, which is normal. But it's not one of them ones where you're gonna have to wait halfway, like 45 minutes into the film for actions to start. Nah. The climax commences quite quickly, quite early into the film. Also, yeah, the CGI looked great. It looked great, very realistic. It looked great. But you'd expect that the budget for the film was 34 million. USD, GBP, don't really know, but it's 34 million. So I'm just gonna say pounds. It was 34 million pounds. So you'd expect that. You'd expect that because I've seen other films where the CGI is not that good. It's not that great. I felt like CGI in Geostorm was crazy. I like the CGI in Geostorm was great. The CGI in this film in Greenland was great as well. it was, you know, yeah, that's what it was. CGI was good. It wasn't that much. I feel like the only CGI that they showed was the comets, obviously of the comets, and obviously the aftermath of the comets. So I think am I pronouncing comets properly? If I'm not, then it's gonna be so embarrassing. But yeah, yeah. So the CGI, there wasn't really that much CGI to show. It was just, yeah. So it wasn't really that much CGI that I could tell that they invested the budget in. But you know, from the CGI which was shown in the film, it was good. It looks good. The ending, it's, I feel like you would expect the ending, but it's not an ending which you would be disappointed by because of, you know, what happened previously. So what happened previously in the film. So I feel like the ending is justified. The ending is a great ending. So when I say great ending, I don't necessarily mean it ended positively. I just mean, does the ending make sense? You know, was it something satisfying? When I say satisfying, of course, seeing people die is not satisfying. But in regards to the film, is it like a predictable ending? Is it an ending which you expected? Comme si, comme ça, you know, 50-50. 50-50. Some will, some might not. You know. But yeah, man, they done a real good. I'm sorry, but I'm going back to my last point. They done a real good job showing how human morality goes out the window. Human morals just go out the window. It was a dog world, but it was sad as well. It was real sad. It also showed. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say the importance of rich and poor. I'd say it showed how your profession, your career, plays a huge part in scenarios like this. So God forbid we ever had a natural disaster like this. Let's just say that your career, your profession will play a big part on whether or not you survive or not. So I wouldn't say it's between the rich or poor, not at all actually. Funny enough, I thought it was gonna be, you know, all the rich people were going to be rescued, all the poor people were going to suffer. But funny enough, not at all. It was your career, it was your profession. So it kind of reminded me of, I wouldn't say it reminded me of the 100. But there were scenes which were, you know, nah, I wouldn't say it reminded me of the 100. When I was watching, I was thinking, like, the 100 came to my mind. If you've not seen it, it's a TV series, a post-apocalyptic TV series called The 100. Great series, you should go watch it. But yeah, there was just, I don't know why I said that, but there was times where it reminded me of the 100, to be honest. It was like a pick, because there was like picking and choosing moments. But yeah, that's all. But yeah, man, the film was great. It was great. Scenes were structured well. You know, Ric Roman did a good job. I need to research who the script writer as well, because they done a great job. Yeah, man. The IMDb rating for this film was 6.5. Yeah, I'd give it a 6.5. They done a good job. You know, it was enjoyable. Would I recommend you to go and watch this film? Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a waste of money. I'd say, you know, you'd be like, you know, it was worth the money. You know, it was a good film. I enjoyed it. You can go with the family. You'd enjoy it. Anyone. You can go with anyone. Family, girlfriend, your dog, anyone. It was a good film. I'd recommend it. Yeah, guys. My rating for it would be 6.5 as well. Jona's IMDb rating would be 6.5. That was a bit corny, I know, but you know. Yeah, guys, so I'm done with today's review, opinion-ish, Jona's opinion, whatever you want to flip and call it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm out.